guys, welcome back to the Entertainment Review. I'm here with David and Jayla again. As always, we're in for a really spectacular episode. I think we're going to be talking about today Netflix original series and sequels to movies such as My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2, which just came out, I think, a couple of days ago. So let's get into it.
All right, so to start with Netflix original series, this is something that I think Netflix original series are really starting to take over, because I think there's a lot of them now. I mean, it started off maybe like 5 or 6, and now there's like a whole spew of like Netflix original series, and it's just like amazing.
Speaking of Netflix original series, literally yesterday, incredible Kimmy Schmidt came back.
Exactly.
And I'm really looking forward to watching that. The first season was amazing. I kept me entertained the whole time. The first episode, though, I was kind of like, what? Like, what is this? But Tina Fey did not fail in her writing.
And for those of you who don't know the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, that is a Netflix original series. What did I say?
I said incredible.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. And this series is based on a strange topic, honestly.
Oh, yeah, really strange.
It's a little bit dark almost, but it makes it funny. It's about these women that were captured in a bunker and were convinced that the apocalypse happened, that the world ended, and this pastor brought them into this religion, kept them in a bunker for 15 years, and finally it was found out that they were down there. They got broken out, and Kimmy Schmidt was one of the women, and now she's living in New York, trying to build her life again 15 years later as a 25-year-old girl who kind of acts 12.
Yeah, she's stuck back like from when she was put into the bunker.
Exactly.
So, I don't know, it's really weird and it's really interesting. She lives with a gay, like flamboyant
Titus
man
Andromedon.
named Titus, who is an incredible actor and an incredible character.
One of the best parts of the show.
Absolutely. So it's definitely a must-see on my Netflix original list. But a movie or a show that I really disliked that Netflix just came out with was Cuckoo. Did you see that too?
I did see that. And Cuckoo is a hipster type person who ends up marrying this girl who is a part of an English in the United Kingdom family. So this American hipster, he becomes part of their family. And honestly, I watched 5 minutes of the first episode and I just couldn't do it.
I watched the first episode and I said, this is horrible. Like, Netflix has come out with so many great series and that was not one of them. One that was amazing though was Orange is the New Black.
Definitely.
Have you seen that, Jayla?
Yes, I have actually watched all 3 seasons, binge watched all 3, and I absolutely love them. I love the actresses and the actors. It's like, I think that would be the best Netflix original series. I don't think there would be one better than
Agreed.
that.
Yeah, I think it's the best and the most successful because it's just like such a unique and interesting perspective that hasn't really been done before, and they really like hit on the nail on that one.
Yeah, and I think the shows that really do well are the ones that have a ton of characters, a different plot, like so many different plots happening all at once. I compare that to The Office. There's so many different relationships and stuff like that that like keep you attached to the show, and I think Orange is the New Black definitely does that.
My problem with Orange is the New Black though is by the end of last season almost as a whole, I was just kind of like just not as interested as in the first 2 seasons. I feel like the last season was kind of just like them setting something up, or like, I don't know, just there wasn't a lot of parts where I was like, oh my god, like in the first 2 seasons. I feel like they kind of just need to either like discontinue it or like do something else because it really wasn't working for me anymore.
Yeah, because I remember it was either the season finale of season 1 or season 2, and I don't want to spoil anything, but stop watching if you don't want it to be spoiled. It was when V was hit by that, and
that was in the season 2.
And I was like jumping out of my seat. I was like, oh my gosh, like she had it coming to her.
She played like a great character as
definitely.
Well. It was like really good, but like at the end, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm glad someone finally killed her because she was annoying me throughout the whole season.
Right, and that was just like a cliffhanger, and I was so excited for the next season. And I guess what it came down to for me was they're 40-minute episodes, and you really got to commit to watching one.
Yeah,
and
that's so true.
I couldn't keep up with it honestly, but I definitely want to get the time, finish up watching that. But Netflix original series, definitely some great ones, some
not so
great, but definitely take a look at it. Get a Netflix account; it's worth it for sure.
Yes.
So next up, we have movies and sequels.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
So So with the new My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2 coming out, I think it would be a good idea to talk about sequels. There's so many coming out that seems to be like another trend. Like, I don't know. What do you guys think of it?
So My Big Fat Greek Wedding came out. No, the first one. The first one came out a while ago.
It was 2002.
So more than 10 years. And I honestly think if there was an opportunity to come out with My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2, it has long passed.
Oh, I completely agree.
And it's just, I don't know, it came out now and like I do want to see it, but it's been so long since the first one came out, I'm not itching to go see it, you know?
Well, the original My Big Fat Greek Wedding was one of my all-time favorite movies. It's so funny. They do a great job. There's so many great one-liners in it. But this just did not look as good. It's from the perspective of, what is her name? Tula and Ian's daughter, who's in high school now, and they're like trying to figure her out and her life in like the Greek community, and it just doesn't seem funny. Like it seems like there's gonna be like a couple good jokes in there. They brought back like the grandparents or like and all like the family and everything, but I don't know. I want to see it just to judge it based on the first one, but it's not something that if it had come out as its own movie before My Big Fat Greek Wedding 1, I wouldn't be interested in it.
Right, and I think it's just sequels in general. Like, is it worth it to make it, or is it just for the money? What do you think, Jayla?
I really honestly think it's just for the money because, and I mean, they also do know that we're going to watch them, or at least like a great majority of people is going to watch them, especially if it's a really popular movie they're having a sequel to. But I think they're pushing it a little bit in 2016.
Definitely.
Well, another really big movie that's coming out in 2016, a part 2, is Finding Dory. And I think that's going to be getting a lot of good reviews because everyone loves Finding Nemo. Not myself, but most people do. So I think that's probably going to be like one of the better ones. Plus, who doesn't love Ellen?
Right, and actually I'm a little bit of a Pixar fanatic. I love Pixar films, Toy Story, Finding Nemo, The Incredibles, all those great movies. And Pixar has this whole, I guess you would call it like a motto, but if the sequel isn't as good as or better than the first one, they will exit. They won't make it, they won't release it. And I feel like that's something
I didn't know that.
Every movie business should do, because it's just not worth it, you know? And people will treasure those first hit films. And when you just come out with a sequel for the sake of the money, it really does just kind of ruin the first one for you.
Well, they also are putting out The Incredibles 2. I know you mentioned that a little while ago, this year, I think, or the next coming year. I'm not exactly sure. So that I'm really looking forward to. But I also heard Toy Story is coming out with the fourth. That's when I say cut it out.
I think it's a little bit too much. The last one was that the one with the big purple bear trying to destroy them? Yeah, that was. I don't know.
It was extra. Like they just needed. I just feel like they should just say like.
Except Toy Story 3 did really well. A lot of people were raving about it. And it was a good close too.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It was a good close, but now it brings into the question again: is it for the money or is it for like the viewership? I don't know. Like it just.
And here's what I think: ever since Disney and Pixar teamed up, I think Disney's pushing for the money, and Pixar kind of has to do it. But hopefully they'll follow through, even though they're kind of being forced to make a fourth film. But
we'll see. I'm not sure.
So, depending on what you think, sequels in general, I think they work and sometimes they don't.
Yeah, it's kind of just like Netflix original series.
Right.
But I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to see My Big Fat Greek Wedding soon now that I have like a little weekend break. And maybe you guys should check it out too and let us know what you think.
Right. See it for yourself.
As you can see, we are missing our other co-host, Courtney, but hopefully she will be back next week. But thank you for watching Entertainment Review.
It's a miracle, unbreakable, they alive, damn it. That's gonna be, fascinating transition.